Hey everyone, so this is what I got from Luv Me Hair. I wanted to show you the contents. This little baggie here, we have a pressing comb, and it's a nice pressing comb. It's simple dials, but nice. I can't wait to try it. From Luv Me Hair. This is the wig, and the details regarding this wig will be in the description box. But as you can see, it's dark brown with highlights, blonde highlights, and it's in the bob cut. So cannot wait to try this on. Let me kind of show you the wig here and the cap. On the inside, it has 3 combs, 2 on the side, 1 in the back. Actually, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, sorry. This is the strap that is removable if you would rather not have it. And this hair is just so soft and beautiful. Cannot wait to try this on. There are a few of the remaining items in the box. A cute little inside cover with a message on it. Enjoy your hair journey from now on. And a little $5 off gift card. And then just a little cute little Christmas bag that you can use, and some Christmas stickers. Very nice touch. And they always have a user's guide that shares some pertinent information for you. And so, yeah, cannot wait to try this wig on. That shows you about care and everything. So now I'm starting to deal with the hair. I just wanted to put it on my head, get an idea of the fit, make sure it fit and everything. And like I said, the hair is so soft and curly. As you can see, if you look at my part, you could see my wig cap underneath. So I'm brushing it out here, but I'm already knowing I'm gonna need to remove that wig cap, and I will be doing that momentarily. Getting a feel for the hair before I actually style it. So it is a 5x5 frontal, if I'm stating that correctly. So I'm gonna do this out of order. Normally you are gonna glue it down and everything, but I knew I was taking it off just like I am right there, because I got to get rid of that wig cap. Now, so I'm back. Your girl is back, and the wig cap is gone, and so you don't see that demarcation down my part. And now I'm going to, like I said, jumping out of order, haven't glued anything down, child tripping. And I'm gonna start to cut the lace here. This is not the way to do it, y'all, but you know, I'm one of those people that I make my life hard a lot of times. So I should have glued this down with some bold hold or something first, and you know, the hairspray and all the things, but I just start cutting into it. So I don't live in wigs necessarily. Well, kind of I do this time of year, but I like to still take them off at night. And so a lot of times I won't glue them down. So that's just what my mind was thinking. I'm just cutting off all these little extra pieces. So, and then I jump right into, well, I didn't yet. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm jumping right into putting foundation down the part. I wanted to try this brush to see how it would work, and it's not doing such a great job, which is why you'll see me switch to a different brush. This is a beautiful wig. The knots are real prevalent though, so for real, it'd be a good idea, and I'll do it eventually, to bleach the knots first. But I'm just kind of playing around with the wig, getting acquainted with it in my little process. So I'm not liking the way it's looking so far. That's why I rubbed across it. I felt like I was applying a little bit too much. But I keep just playing with it, and that's how you have to do with these things. I am a novice. I'm not a wig connoisseur, but I usually do pretty well, and you'll see it'll look better later. Here I'm applying Milani's No Pore Zone Primer, as you can see, just all over my face. And now I'm going to start my brows. And I'm just using a pencil by Morphe in the color Espresso, I do believe. And then I'll use a lighter color at the inner part of the eyebrow. But I'm just forming the shape here on both brows and just filling in. Mainly at the tail is where I need it. I have no tails on my eyebrows anymore. And so I'm just filling all that in. So as I'm going along here, it's gonna really look like I'm just going overboard on my brows as far as the inner part, but I will be taming that down and giving it a little more of an ombre effect eventually. But because my skin is so oily and I forgot to powder my brows like I usually do right through here, I'm really laying it down kind of thick, heavy. Also, the other reason is I want my brows a little bit wider than they are naturally. So in my effort to make that happen, I applied a lot of that pencil. This is the part where obviously I'm applying concealer, and not many people do concealer brows very much these days. Not your big time makeup artists, but I still like to, because partly I have moles all over my face. The older I get, the more of them I get. They're even on my eyebrow space, as you can see. Okay, I'm not keeping up. This is just a demonstration of the concealer that I'm using for below my brows, and then I'm using that Milani foundation above. But I am trying to hide, girl, some of these moles that I have all over my face that are even around my brows. So I feel like I still have to do concealer brows in order to hide these things. The darker areas where it looks like I have pimples or freckles or something, no, child, they are moles and they get on my nerves. So I am trying to cover. That's why I like a full beat, because I'm trying to hide these moles, child. So there I go, and it takes a while sometimes for me to do my eyebrows, just because I start doing other things, and I always come back to the brows to finalize things. So I'm just kind of taking you on board while I'm all over the place. And to see, there I go with the wax. I must have been looking in the mirror and saw some flyaway hairs. So I have pulled out the Luv Me Hair pressing comb to try, and really you should be using the back side of the comb like I am there, just to kind of smooth down that very area. And then I decided to bring the pressing comb through and kind of comb down through the curls. Probably not the best thing to do, but I was trying to stretch those curls out, child, and it was getting the job done. Because it's just a little curlier than what I would like. I think eventually I'm going to try straightening this hair. I bet it's going to be so pretty. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I am really digging the highlights. So cute. And just combing through, getting more, like I said, acquainted with this hair and the hairstyle and everything. And then eventually I'll be jumping back into the makeup. I'm just going to tuck this behind my ears eventually and continue with the makeup application. But I'm liking the length of it. There I go, tucking it behind my ears. And now I'm jumping back into the makeup. Okay, so I am taking a Real Techniques brush to kind of blend in the concealer around my brows. And then I'll be getting into the rest of preparing my eyes for more eye makeup. So I'm still brushing through the brows. Like I said, I'll be bouncing back and forth, touching up the brows as I see fit. And I'm just making sure they look as much like one another as possible. And yeah, I'm going on and on with these eyebrows, y'all. And then I had to tone it all back down. But you'll see. I'm looking crazy like the Angry Bird right now, but I won't stay that way. I promise. Okay, so I'm just filling in because, like I said, I want my brows wider or taller than my normal natural brow. So I'm having to do a lot more. Now I've pulled the hair back. Okay, here I go with the foundation. No, that is concealer. That's the concealer. So I'm putting the Born This Way concealer on my eyelids. I've got this Sedona brush, and I'm just blending that down to mask the discoloration on my brows and also set a canvas for my eyeshadow that's going to be coming in a bit. So I'm just, patting it down to try to get one even layer. And now I am applying this powder to my face that I've primed, remember. And this is because I am so super oily that I have to do this extra in order for my makeup not to look so greasy. So I'm using this Milani. I forget the color, but I will note it in the description box down below. And I'm just putting it all over the face. And I always blend in and apply with a brush. This is Chai Born This Way foundation, because I started feeling like I wasn't going to have enough because that powder is already soaking up some of that foundation, which is fine. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I always apply, or usually apply, with some type of kabuki brush is what they call this. And so I'm stamping it in, just kind of patting it in, which is the way you should, unless you're like me. And see, there are some times when I'm actually dragging it across my face. The reason I do that is because along with applying this foundation to my skin, I'm also trying to deal with texture. And the texture I'm referring to, child, are the moles I have all over my face. So sometimes I have to swipe and rub it like that. But I always try to go back over and pat it with that brush or eventually with my sponge. So that is the reason for my technique. So I'm just getting this all over so everything will blend seamlessly. Now I am applying my highlighting concealer. And this is just, it's about 2 shades, I guess, lighter than my complexion. Yep, it is, I'm guessing. It may seem like a lot, but child, I'm telling you, I'm covering so much. Now, I have a little bit of peach fuzz above my lip, looking like a mustache, like my mama. So I put a lot of concealer there for that reason, because I don't know, I'm not in the mindset of shaving my face, even though that is a thing nowadays. But I just cover with a lot of concealer. And now I'm going in with the Black Radiance. I think that's an called Espresso, and I use this foundation stick to do my contour, and I'm simultaneously allowing that concealer to dry down a bit. So I'm just applying my contour, and then I will come back and blend all that in. So first, I am blending out my concealer, and I always start the chin and then up the T-zone first, because I'm still letting it sit and dry a little bit under eye. Now I'm coming under eye, and since I'm there, I always come back onto the eyelid because I'm trying to counteract creasing. And because I have hooded eyelids, me having my eyes open, it just tends to want to crease in that area. So I'm blending out all this concealer, as you can see, and then I'm picking up my next brush to blend the contour all around. So that's what's happening here. And I'm just going to blend all this along the jawline. I need to shave off some pounds off of my face, so creating the illusion that I've got a slim down jawline area. And now I'm on doing my nose contour, as you can see. Blending all this in because I don't want it to look like a landing strip. All this should blend seamlessly. And now I'm here on the side, just blending this into the hairline, creating myself some cheekbones because I have none naturally. And next, in order to, my foundation brush is coming back to blend the contour and my highlight so there's not such an extreme demarcation. Watch this. See how it smooths all of that down. So I'm just making sure that everything is blended, even around the areas where I put the highlight concealer. Blending all of that in with the foundation, the foundation residue on this brush, even my nose contour. Now I'm coming with Milani blush in that color, 140. And I'm using the e.l.f. primer brush, actually, but I think it's perfect. Perfect dense and soft shape for doing just this. So applying the cream blush on my cheeks here, on each side, and I'm going to do a little bit of that, what do they call it, the cold weather look, where you dab a little on your nose. So I am next, let's see what I'm grabbing for. Oh, I'm loving that wig. So cute. So next, I'm just adding a little bit more. And this is going to help my, I want to say my powder blush, that's it, to pop even a little bit more by having this underneath on my complexion. This here is obviously Sacha Buttercup. I love this stuff, mainly the color and the texture of it. I've tried so many others of these powders, and I always go back to Sacha because it seems like if I don't know, I just don't have the same effect, the same color. That's an e.l.f. sponge, which I love. So now I'm going under the eye obviously. And I'm just laying down. I'm rather than baking per se, I'm kind of like just pressing this powder in. I am pressing it enough that I will, do a little brush away eventually. But right now I'm just pressing all this in because this is what's going to help absorb some of my facial oils, which I have a lot of. But it's also giving me that blurred effect that we ladies love, especially when you have textured skin like mine. So I'm just pressing all this in. And let's see. We're making it happen. Okay, so now I've still got that powder pressed in. I'm going to go ahead and start applying my shadow. And this is a beautiful coffee palette from Juvia's Place. And I'm just getting accustomed to this eyeshadow palette with the beautiful different shades of brown that remind you of all the fun coffees and lattes and everything. So I'm just laying down the first color, and I usually try to point to the color in the palette that I'm using at the time. But we're going to do a little bit of a cut crease here. It was almost ended up like a halo eye, I was realizing. But it's the first look I've done with this palette, and I'm just kind of taking you along for the ride. So I'm switching brushes because I'm trying to lay down a little bit deeper brown color from the palette in my outer V. So I'm laying down color, and it looks like I'm going overboard, but there's a method to my madness. My effort is to create more depth. And so once I lay this color down, then I will begin to blend it in with this white tipped brush from Morphe. So I'm now blending that in. And doing the same, of course, to each side. Blending. So yeah, this soft brush that had nothing on it, I had not put any eyeshadow on it, strictly brought it in to blend this area. Now I've applied some more color to the brush. And so that's the color I'm showing you right there. And I'm mixing all that together, hopefully not making things too muddy. But like I said, I'm playing around. This is my first time interacting with this palette. I love all the browns, just beautiful. And getting all this nice and blended, as you can see, girl. And I don't know why I did this part. So I started bringing in more. It turns out looking really cute, but I don't know why I went this way. I think I felt like I needed to deepen it more because I'm going to come with some light color. So I'm going to use this concealer. I think it's in the color Blank, and it's by P. Louise. It's P. Louise base that was so popular a couple of years back. It still very much is. Love this stuff. But the main purpose of this is so that the colors, the eyeshadow colors that I'm going to put next, I want them to really pop And so I have to give a lighter canvas to make that happen. So I'm making the shape of a half moon, or really a quarter moon on each eye. Pardon me. And so I'm just laying that down and making sure both sides are even and symmetrical as much as I can. And then gradually I will introduce the other colors. So I'm just making sure before I start that there was a nice thin layer, and here I go applying the colors with this Morphe brush. This is more of a packing brush, and that's exactly what I'm doing, is packing on this color. And because of the way my eyelids are set up, child, being hooded, I have to tilt my head back a little bit to really spread the surface of that upper lid and make sure I got in those crevices, because we don't want this out here looking crazy. I have learned my lesson the hard way. So this beautiful shade here, I'm laying down on the first third of my eyelid and just making sure that area is fully covered. Nice. So now I'm going in with the next color in the middle, a lighter shimmer shade from that same palette. And I'm just generously packing that on and blending the two shades together right there at the edge. There we go. So, and like I said, just making sure that one shade will blend into the next shade. And here goes the last, or the outer shade I'm placing on here. I love to do these type color combinations when there's like 3 colors. This is going to be really, really pretty when we get to the end. So I'm just laying all those shades down. And now I'm going across the top of this cut crease into that deeper shade, and also bringing some color along the lower lash line. To kind of, bring things all together. So I like the look of that depth. And next, I'm jumping from the eyes. I'm not done with the eyes. I'm coming back, but I just showed you the powder that I'm going to place. Now that I'm done mostly with my eyeshadow, I can flick away any of that excess Sacha Buttercup. And then I'm going to place that Lancome powder to set that Real Techniques brush. I love that brush. To set the rest of my face that I didn't apply highlighter and the Sacha Buttercup. So I'm setting that foundation on the perimeter of my face. And as I do, I'm brushing away the excess Sacha. But I did it that way because I wanted the Sacha powder to catch any of the fallout from the eyeshadow that might occur. But actually there was very little, if any, fallout. So that's fine, because when I can let that Sasha kind of just sit there like that, it really helps control my crazy oils. So I'm just making sure that everything is blended together. I'm now adding blush from my NARS palette. So applying it to my cheekbones. Now I'm coming back. I took the ponytail down and I'm using this liner. I wanted to go with a brown liner. Child, excuse my ashy hands, as I wash my hands so much during this process. I forgot to put on moisturizer, but I will. I'm going to come back eventually and put on moisturizer. Oh, my hand doesn't even look like the same as my complexion, because my complexion's all beautiful and warm with all the gorgeous browns. Hands just crusty, child. So I'm putting on, obviously, my wingtip liner. My niece is moving about in the background. They are. And I'm saying something to them. I think my niece, she asked me how to spell Wednesday. And when I said W-E-D, she thought I didn't know what I was talking about. She's like, I thought it was W-E-N-D. I'm like, well, it should be. How do y'all explain the spelling of Wednesdays to your children or your nieces and nephews? So as you can see, I'm just gradually, my little puppy over here looking at me like, girl, when you gonna fix my dinner? There goes my niecey poo. So I am mainly, I like doing this wing eyeliner because it lifts my eyes, and I feel like I need that lift because of having the hooded eyelids. But also it's going to camouflage the lash band. I'm going to put lashes on here in just a little bit. Here I go, messing with the brows again. I wanted to put on a brow gel to kind of keep them locked in place. So it's a clear brow gel is what that was. Now I'm going in with NYX, this eye pencil. I like their eye pencils that have the black top. So that's what you see me holding so that I won't put my oily fingers on my face. Is the lid for this pencil. Their pencils that have the same color lid as the, okay, this is obviously mascara. Because child, I'm taking too long to explain what I'm doing. But anyway, I gave you the gist mainly of what I wanted. So before I apply lashes, of course, I always put on mascara. This Carbon Black L'Oreal mascara is one of my faves because I have to give the lashes some kind of anchor to sit onto. This is a chestnut lip pencil from MAC. And I'm just getting lips ready for my lip look. We are almost to the end here. So I had to sharpen it and come back and go over that application. Because, child, it wasn't saying nothing at first. So the look is starting to come together. This is one of the lipsticks that I'm using. So I'll start with that. And then this is going to be the other one. I'm using one bullet lipstick and one liquid lipstick. So you'll see me applying here. Seems like everybody uses 3 different things for lips nowadays. Well, 4 if you want to count the lip liner. But you'll use one lipstick shade and then another lipstick shade on the inside of that to kind of create an ombre of sorts. And then on top of that, you might put a gloss. So this didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to, but I created a whole new shade and I was happy with it. So cool by me. But I am going to put a gloss on it eventually. So this is the look kind of coming together. And I am feeling it. So I'm grabbing the brush again to kind of get these curls. And curls are so tight and bouncy. But this is really, really pretty. Can't wait to try this hair kind of straight. So I'm adjusting the wig. I like how the highlights frame my face. And this wig is kind of what inspired my color choice for the makeup. I wanted like a soft glam. I'm liking it, y'all. What do you think? Now, here I come, because I'm not done, with the Juvia's Place lashes. So I'm going to pop these on. I find the best way to do it is to put the glue, and I'm drawing a whole blank on the name of this glue. Duo glue. And I like the Duo glue that comes with the brush. So I'm brushing that onto my eyelid margin, and I had put it on the lash band, and now I'm just placing the lash band. It used to be I could not do this with my fingers, but I've gotten better at it. That lash just is so beautiful, so natural looking. I love it. So I am pressing it into my own lash just to make sure it's as close to my eyelid margin as possible. And now I'm going to put on the other side. I'm loving it. Beautiful. I didn't have to cut these for my particular eye shape or do anything. Just out the box and pop them on. Ooh, they're so pretty. So we are getting ever closer to the end here and to the final look. Just about there. And at the end, I'm going to show you a picture of the final look. But I am loving this soft glam look. This natural blush. Oh, it's so pretty. And there we go. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, please rock that like button. See you next time.